Morning guys, Chris is working on his truck and I'm doing some seed starting. So let's get into this. I thinned out these seeds that you saw a minute there. And that's basically you just take out some scissors and cut every seedling out that is not the best looking seedlings. Basically you just want to leave one in that vessel, and the rest of them can go away and become fertilizer for the seedling if you want, or you can dump them. But super easy to do, you just thin them out. I'll show you guys some other time. I didn't get video on that. And now I'm planting onion seeds because it's February 4th, and February is when you plant your onion seeds here in, well, you start your onion seeds inside, and then you put them out in September here in Tennessee, Zone 7A. So that's what I'm doing. I'm getting the starts going. It's a little too cold to overwinter onions here because of all the sugars in them. They just don't do well, but we can definitely get them started in February inside and then out in the ground in April. So, and then still in April we have to watch it because we like to have little blasts of winter around here in Tennessee that kind of surprise us every year. So it's good to have, if you're going to do onion seeds from starts our onion starts outside in April, to have some frost fabric on the side just to kind of make sure that you don't ruin your onions. So I'm doing 3 per cell, sometimes more. You can always, if you get too many in one cell, because the starter, this soil is really loose, you can just separate them very easy. So we'll see how well these seeds do here. I was really having a hard time finding seed in the store, and for some reason I haven't done a lot with onions, so I don't, and I'm new to the area, so I didn't know when to buy the seeds, and I should have got them way earlier. So this last row is going to be Walla Wallas, and as you can see there, Chris is still working on the truck, and I'll show you guys a video, leave you a link for that video on this video if you want to see what he's doing on his truck. Chris does most of his own work on his truck. Now, you can see there the seedlings above, broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage have been thinned out. I'm working on fall seedlings right now, and then on the bottom there, where you can't see, there are some flowers that I started in January. And there's the flowers on the bottom, the seedlings, the broccoli and cauliflower. Now I'm going to get a whole tray of Walla Wallas started. Now I thought I had less Walla Wallas than I did seeds, so I went back and took out the other thing and just did this whole tray Walla Wallas. Again, even though they're a bigger producing onion, we love sweet onions in this house. The thing about sweet onions is they don't store as well. Unfortunately, we won't have them for the whole season. So I'm gonna have to next year find some onions that store really well. And then I also have some Georgia onion sets, and they do grow well here in Tennessee, the Georgia onions, and the sets might go to seed on me, which is fine. I'm going to plant those directly into the ground, by the way. If the sets go to seed, I'll just grab the seed from them for next year and we'll grow some Georgia onions. They were really nice and sweet and tasty, so excited about that. Now, I don't know if you guys know that onion sets, they are a second year onion, so if they do produce an onion for me, they will be smaller onions. They won't be normal size onions like these Walla Walla should turn out if I fertilize them right. Onions are, you're going to start them off with nothing in the soil, just, you know, and then you're going to start fertilizing them once they get a good amount of green coming up. And you're just going to do a balanced fertilizer so they get that potassium and magnesium in there, and nitrogen. And then later on, when they start to develop a bulb, then you start, and it's warm, like in the 70s outside on a consistent basis, then you're really going to start with some nitrogen fertilizer with onions. I'm having a hard time with these rolling off my fingers because my fingers are wet from touching the soil. And then a lot of people like to put perlite on top. It's a good idea, I just don't have any. Because once you water these in, if you water from above, which is, you kind of have to when you have these tiny little seedlings and they have no roots, you have to water from above. That you don't want to use a lot of pressure, otherwise the seedling can escape from where you planted it. This is where I'm realizing this whole tray is going to have to be Walla Wallas because I have lots of seed. And then at the end, I still had a lot of seed left over because I got 3 packages of Walla Wallas. And so I went ahead and just planted them really thick. I can always separate them later. And by the way, you don't have to put them in cells. What you can do with onion seeds is you can get just like a bottom tray and fill it up, the whole tray, with onion seeds and just kind of smooth it over. Works really well. And that's what I've done in the past, but I decided to go with little cells this time. Because my goal this year is for bigger onions. If you want bigger onions, you do want to space them in your garden about 4 to 6 inches apart. And then in really loose soil, you want to start them off with a fertilizer that is like a 10-10-10, or just a really nice organic fertilizer that's going to sustain them for a long time. And then once they start to bulb out, like I said earlier, then throw nitrogen, or you're going to do a blood meal fertilizer that's really high, something really high in nitrogen. like a 20,000 or something like that. They really like the nitrogen. Now, I prepared my beds ahead of time by throwing chicken manure on them so that they're getting a good amount of nitrogen in the soil ahead of time. And we're overwintering that in our soil. Now I have a really clay soil out there, and it's just topsoil. I haven't put anything on it, but when I put these down, I'll probably add a little compost, and then a good starter fertilizer for them. And once they get to that bulbing, and you add that nitrogen, you want to do it for about every 2 weeks, and you should get some good onions. Well, thank you for coming along and watching this video. God bless, and you guys have a great and wonderful day. Bye.